So Akash Singh's wife has revealed that Akash has indeed left the Flagrant podcast. For those of you who are not aware of who Akash Singh is, he was a co-host at the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz. Akash's wife came into the picture about 6 months ago by starting her own podcast and posting controversial TikToks about being a gold digger and being promiscuous. Now, if that wasn't enough for Akash that his wife was flaunting her sexual escapades, he had previously brought Myron from the Fresh and Fit podcast on his own podcast and called him corny for his conservative views on relationships and bragging about the fact that his wife was a quote unquote virgin when they got married. So her online shenanigans were pretty much salt on the wound. So now Akash has not been seen on the Flagrant podcast for a while, so everyone has been wondering, did he quit the podcast? Well, looks like we have an answer to that question through his wife. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it.
Akaash has allowed his wife to completely destroy and ruin his life within a span of 6 months. 6 months ago, Akaash had thriving friendships. Akaash had a thriving podcast with millions of subscribers. Akaash had a thriving comedy career, and Akaash's name was good in these streets. He had a good face card. He had a good public reputation. Within 6 months, Akaash no longer has thriving friendships. Akaash has left his podcast with millions of subscribers. Akash's name is dirt in these streets. I don't even gotta say, y'all know it. The same wife who ruined his life and public reputation is now online, back to the same TikTok that she used to ruin his life and public reputation, is now back online on that same TikTok bragging about how Akaash is no longer friends with the same people who criticize her. So Akaash has burned all his relationships, has left his podcast, and is no longer...
Yeah, and burning your bridges is never a good idea. From what I've heard, the Flagrant podcast was making both of these guys 6 figures a month. So no matter how rich you are, that's still a pretty massive hit. So I don't know what he has got going on the side, but I highly doubt his comedy career is going to be making him 6 figures a month.
Friends with a lot of people he was friends with in the industry because those people had platforms of their own and they spoke on his wife embarrassing him.
Akash wife made you want to not be married? What happened, bro? You want to be?
Yo, when you locking it down, yo? When you locking it down?
What happened?
And I'm never gonna tell the world. I ain't going through that. That's crazy.
What happened?
I didn't realize we had Akash's picture.
I don't like what they've been doing to Akash the past few weeks, man.
Yo, free Akaash,
I ain't
man.
seen-
Free Akaash. Free
I haven't seen the
Akaash.
new episode of Flagrant, man. Did it go well?
You gotta watch it, man. We had him and Jocelyn. Well, ooh, am I ruining it? Everybody already knows by now. Yeah, just watch it. Just
I
watch
just don't
it.
like it because it's such a sensitive subject. That's his wife.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They public.
Well, can I say what I want to say?
Of course, this is what
All
Brilliant
I
Idiots
want to
is
say
about.
is simply this.
Keep your wife off the internet.
Yep, exactly.
Never came back to Flagrant after this episode, which I don't know why. Because they were talking about how he came to Flagrant.
Well, because the truth hurts, right? And Akash seems like the kind of guy who probably gets really offended by the truth.
They did this whole grand episode with Jocelyn, Akaash, and the guys, and they talked about the entire situation. And then he never came back. And the wife is hitting towards is things like this is why he didn't come back, which I don't understand because they didn't say nothing but the truth. It's the truth.
Exactly.
You know, the wife was wilding out, man. The wife was on podcast talking about she wants to have an orgy with other men other than her wife. The wife was talking about popping her pee.
Yeah, and the guy she was talking about having an orgy with was, I believe, the husband or the fiance of her quote-unquote best friend. And now I say quote-unquote because we later found out that she had only known the girl for only 3 months. So it's kind of weird making jokes like that with someone you've only known for 3 months. I mean, it's even weird if you've known someone your whole life. Usually your partners are kind of off limits when it comes to this kind of stuff.
At these college frat parties, then talking about, I thought popping pee just meant dancing. The wife talking about having one night stands where dudes is leaving her butt sore. The wife is talking about, how she was running through white boys at these frat parties. The wife said a lot of things that...
Yeah, she even talked about how some guy was going down on her while she was on her periods. So that doesn't seem like virgin talk.
When we see you who are a rich, powerful, successful man, and we look at your wife and how your wife seemingly has no respect for you whatsoever, we look at you, and that's an indictment on your character.
Exactly.
And how you put it down. and how
Yep.
you carry yourself. Because if your own wife don't respect you, the audience won't respect you, and that's what we saw.
100%.
But Charlamagne the guy was giving him some pretty sane advice. Your wife shouldn't have a podcast, bro. Your wife shouldn't have a platform where she's openly speaking about your life for hours. Your wife shouldn't be on that podcast saying your balls stink. But I think that wife of his was convincing Akaash that his homies, who was just trying to have his back, that wife convinced him, oh, they were his enemies, they were his ops. And it's not just Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the God that Akaash don't rock with. Akaash don't rock with all his industry friends now.
Why does your wife have a mic?
Yeah, she saw them as a threat. She knew that these guys saw her for what she really is, and she was afraid that they might talk some sense into him.
Phone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me. I'm the comedian. I'm out here on this road. I'm out here getting the money. Let me use some of this money to help you do some other things, yo. Because you don't need a microphone in your face because you're going to run and ruin us. All right? Not just you, us.
But go watch the episode.
Yes,
we had a great talk with Akaash and Jesseline, and it was awesome, and it was very funny.
Because I don't want to have to explain, because that's my wife. I'm going to always have my wife's back.
Yes,
You
as
know
you
what I'm
should.
saying? But guess what?
Yeah, but a part of having your wife's back is not just supporting every little thing that she does, even if it's harmful to you guys. It's also to stop her from doing things that can ruin your home or your life in general. In this case, she kind of ruined his bread and butter.
It was bullshit. And then there are things
Tell
that
me
she
what was
said.
bullshit.
She was a virgin. She was never a whore.
So that video of her talking about sleeping with a bunch of men was not real?
She never said she slept with it. She said I was popping my frat parties, and she's a sheltered Indian girl who thought that meant dancing. And then the rest of us were like, what the do you really mean by that? So we had that conversation. But all her being a whore completely out of context.
Yeah, nobody believes
She
that.
talk about
Say it. We discussed everything on the
so didn't
pod.
she talk about sucking cocks?
No.
She never said that? There was
No.
never a video about that?
She said that Akash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Not Steph Curry with the shot boy.
They call her chicken curry.
God damn. Why would she say that?
That's a good point. So we had those conversations.
What the?
So watch the episode.
My brothers.
Clears up a lot of
My brothers.
and also
I guess by saying that Akash's balls smell like a homeless person is her subtle way of saying she never gives him any blowies. She also mentioned in one of her episodes that she will just give him a handy once in a while. So, I mean, the poor guy.
she just acknowledges yo, that was stupid. I shouldn't be scared. I can see why the audience thought it was this thing. There was a lot of
Well,
good
delete it.
stuff.
Delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influencing. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on it.
No influencing. I don't want no. You don't let your wife be influencers. Don't let your wife be podcasters, man.
Well, it's not about letting.
No.
Let.
No.
Let.
No.
Let.
No.
Let.
No. There's certain things we can't do
Yeah.
because we know that it's detrimental to our situation.
I was watching this truly trying to find something that I could spot that Akaash will be upset at. Bro, I couldn't find it, bro.
Exactly.
I couldn't find it, homie. I tried, I couldn't find it at all. I just couldn't find anything. Because, he's spitting. He's telling the truth. Now, I don't know if the problem here is, Akaash is like, hey, bro, you got my number. You could have called me and told me that. But I feel like those are unfair expectations. Akaash at the time had the biggest story on the internet, the biggest story on the planet. And I feel like if your homie is a podcaster, if your homie does media, if your homie gives opinions for a living, and you are closely linked to your homie, it's unfair to tell your homie, hey, man, bro, don't speak on this situation, bro. Huh? What you mean don't speak on it? The world is speaking on it. I have an obligation to my audience to speak on it. I don't have to call you every time you're in the media for something wild and it's the biggest story on earth. I got to contact you now beforehand to speak on it, man, hell nah. But it wasn't just Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the God. It was everybody else. Academics, everybody, right? That Akaash did a mass sweep unfollow of all of his friends. He burned every relationship he had in the industry because of this chick.
Flagrant
That's a bad move.
I love my flagrant 2. I told y'all, I was very saddened. It was like my cat passed away. I don't have a cat, by the way. My man, Akaash Singh, he is no longer with the show. And I'm perusing the flagrant Reddit because, usually I find some good information there. I like to know the inner workings of the show. And I'm scrolling down. And I see this. It says Akaash doesn't follow Andrew anymore. So I'm like, no, that can't be true. So I went to Instagram and I checked. And I realized he actually doesn't follow Andrew anymore. But even worse.
Oh, no.
He ain't follow me no more. Yo, Akaash, I apologize. I'm here to publicly apologize to Akaash. Akaash unfollowed me, so I hit Grand. I'm like,
That's such feminine behavior. Just unfollowing all your friends just because they spoke the truth. And I don't know if he realizes this, but he is a social media personality, especially in social media or entertainment business. Burning bridges with people who are influential, then you're pretty much destroying your career right there.
Grant, did you see? Because Akaash followed all of us. Akaash followed me, Grant, everybody. Everybody got, the feds did a sweep. Akaash is gonna follow us all. Me, Andrew, Grant. Grant hit me, was like, even the wife was following me. She gonna follow my ass too. I'm like, oh. I want to sincerely put out an apology. I don't know if maybe I've made some jokes. I'm not a comedian, but I try to, Akaash, I love you. I do. People were discussing your situation. Trust me. All things given, I think everybody went a little light. We love you. Come be friends with us again, man. I don't know. Like, he disappeared from my favorite podcast. Now he doesn't follow me. I'm not going to unfollow you. I'm telling you now, Akaash, I love you. I'm not going to unfollow you. And anything people ever said about you is because they love you. I know it might not seem that way, but we love you. Okay? And we're going to keep following you till. Yes, we love you. Okay? I want to send prayers to my man Akaash. I know he's been through it this year, and it's probably not the best situations, but I don't think people commenting on him ever meant ill will towards him. But I do want to. I realize that we all got unfollowed. Yo, you don't even got to follow Andrew Schultz back. I think Schultz must have did something. But follow me back. Big Act. Yeah, everybody love Big Act. Come on. Let's get back on.
He unfollows DJ Academics, unfollows the Academics TV page that's ran by Grand Wizard. So he unfollows Grand Wizard. He unfollows Andrew Schultz, which makes sense because when they announced that Akaash will no longer be on the podcast, Akaash wasn't present. And like we all thought, even if Akaash is leaving the podcast to go ahead and do other things, you would think that Akaash would at the very least come back for the last episode, have like one more powwow and then leave. Him not coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, things are not all the way correct or all the way right with this relationship. Now we're finding out, he hates Andrew Schultz. Like he despises Andrew Schultz. And we know this furthermore because the wife was on her TikTok.
And for what? Like seriously, for what? Why does he hate Andrew Schultz? Andrew Schultz is the guy who helped him set up his career. He probably wouldn't have been where he is at right now without Andrew Schultz. Because honestly, in my opinion, I think Akaash is not funny whatsoever. Andrew definitely is way more funnier. And I think he has been riding Andrew's coattail this whole time. So, well, only time will tell how he does without his podcast.
Talking her Instagram, throwing shots at Andrew Schultz and Flagrant and confirming that Akaash and Andrew are no longer friends, which is disheartening, bruh. Akaash and Andrew has been friends for what? The latter part of 20, going on 25 years? And this woman coming in destroyed their friendship. They were friends before this woman. Andrew...
Exactly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When simps get their girl becomes the center of their whole world. It doesn't matter how long they've known their buddies for. It doesn't matter what they've been through together. It doesn't matter how much the other person helped them to get to where they are now. When it comes to the so-called virgin puss, everything is just collateral.
Opportunities before his wife stepped into the picture. But now because of her, he's no longer friends with the only dude who loved him and gave him opportunities in this industry. In response to a fan asking Jasleen, is Akaash and Andrew Schultz still friends? She posted a clip from the Obsession movie. Now, I can't play the video because it's copyrighted, but if you know what this clip is, then you know in this scene, the actress is yelling, no, for God's sakes, no, of course not. So this is her confirming that, of course, Andrew Schultz and Akaash are no longer friends. And she's taking great pleasure into this. Because even like the clip she posted is like the actress is saying it in a very...
Yeah, she can take great pleasure in this right now. She probably thinks she's won. But wait till the money dries up. Because with her spending habits and Akaash losing potential 6 figures every month from not being on the Flagrant podcast, things are gonna dry up very quickly.
Smug fashion. No, of course not. So this is confirmation that Akaash and Andrews are no longer friends. Now, she continues And like she continued to make herself the victim in the situation, throwing sneak jabs and shots at Andrew Schultz as if they were fake to her and Akaash, or as if like they were terrible friends to her and Akaash and they did them wrong by simply covering like her transgressions. Somebody asked how she dealt with everything. So she writes, I really try to remember that everything works out the way it's supposed to. Rejection is redirection. Of course, it is easier said than done when people are digitally SAing me and continue to do so. Digitally SAing. So, huh? How is that possible? How can somebody digitally SA you? So she considers digitally SA, which also makes sense why Akaash has been brainwashed into ruining his friendship. She probably told Akaash, man, your friend speaking about me sucking D and me
Digitally as saying, who would have thought somebody would come up with something like that? This just goes to show you this Me Too stuff, you can't take it seriously.
about how I was getting my pee popped at frat parties. Your friends talking about that is them digitally SAing me, and Akaash probably just went along with this nonsense. So again, and she continues, but that experience made me and my husband so much stronger. It showed us who our real friends are and made us see fame more clearly. Which
It showed you guys who your real friends are. Let me guess, probably no one.
obviously and clearly, if it made them see who their real friends really are, then apparently Andrew Schultz, Charlemagne, academics, and others are not their real friends according to them. Now, she did an interview a couple of months ago where she revealed her true thoughts on like Flagrant and Andrew Schultz and them fan base. So she will make a distinction between Akaash fan base and the podcast fan base, implying that the podcast fan base is filled with right-wingers and racists who don't want to see a powerful brown woman like herself give opinions, which is why Akaash ultimately left the podcast.
So I felt like we had a really good support system. Like if, God forbid, we did ever get into disagreements. And I remember her saying, though, in Paris, she was like, my biggest fear is getting canceled. And I remember telling her, I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I know the periphery of Akaash's fan base, which is, I will say, more of the podcast fan base. And I know a lot of people during like our controversy were saying like, oh, it's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. Like his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right wing. I think like those of them are more like that. But yeah, anyways, I said like those peripheral fans, like they might come at us just because we're brown girls being opinionated and they don't like opinionated women.
This is so tough.
Yeah, nobody likes obnoxious, opinionated brown girls. Heck, I'm brown, and I don't like girls like her. Does that make me racist?
Because I understand what she's saying. I understand. A portion of that Andrew Schultz Flagrant fan base, they love Trump, they love MAGA, but a large percentage of them did give them backlash for sitting down with Trump. So, like, I don't think the entire fan base is MAGA. I think a large percentage of it is MAGA, and they probably made their feelings clear. But this is beyond politics, man. I do think this is beyond. Now, she's not wrong about the fan base itself, but this situation particularly is beyond politics. People called you out because you was doing something foul.
Exactly.
Foul. And now they really hate you because you're responsible for one of their favorite podcasters no longer being on their favorite podcast. And now the dynamic has changed, and now they got to figure out how to put it together. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that Akaash did the right thing by leaving? Let me know, okay?
No, definitely not.
And you want to watch another good video, click on this video somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here, to find out why I think we got.
Yeah, I think leaving the Flagrant podcast was one of the biggest mistakes Akaash has ever made. The monetary hit he will take from this, I don't think he'll be able to keep up with his wife's spending habits. And sooner or later, when the money dries up, she will be the first one to leave him. And after that, Akaash will be left with nobody. Not his wife, not his friends. And, you know, he might still do his little comedy career here and there, but I personally don't think that will keep him going for a very long time. So let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you next time.